If money has felt frustrating, unpredictable, or just out of reach, these three shifts will change everything, and you can thank me later. Most people struggle with manifesting money, not because it's harder to manifest than other things, but because they're accidentally blocking themselves energetically. And these are the shifts that are going to help you to unlock the floodgates of wealth and live more in alignment with abundance. The first shift you need to make if you want to become a money magnet is to shift your mindset. Okay, this is a thinking shift, a brain, a mentality shift that is going to help you depolarize money. So, what I want you to do is stop thinking of money as good or bad. Stop giving it a charge. Stop giving it a label because at the end of the day, money is just a tool. It doesn't actually make you better or worse of a person. It doesn't love you. It doesn't hate you. It's not a living thing, right? We refer to it as energy a lot in the spiritual community, but at the end of the day, money is just a tool that humans created because the barter system wasn't always working out, right? Like, if I'm a farmer who grows potatoes and this farmer is growing something else, but I don't need that, I'm like, hey, I have these potatoes. And he's like, well, I don't need those. And he's like, hey, I have this stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't need those. Then that doesn't work, right? So money was created as a way to exchange value. And now, because money's not even tied to gold anymore, it's really just an IOU, like a fancy IOU, basically. So let's stop glorifying it. Let's stop enemizing it. And instead, let's neutralize money in our minds. Repeat after me: money is a tool. Beautiful. Money is a tool in the same way that a hammer is a tool, right? You can use a hammer to build a really beautiful, gorgeous custom home, or you can build a hammer to smash someone's head in. When I used that analogy on High VIBIN the other day, my co-host Lindsay was like, "Girl, that was dark." And I was just like, "Well, I'm just trying to prove the point that like tools themselves aren't good or bad. The hammer itself is not murdering someone. It's the person and the intention behind the tool, right?" That's why people mistakenly think that money makes you different or worse, but really, money just gives you the opportunity to be more of who you are. So if you're an asshole before the money, you're probably going to be even more fully when you get a lot of money. If you're a really kind, generous person before you have money, that's probably going to be amplified when you have more money because money is a tool of expression. It does not change you, it only allows you to express more of who you are. And in reality, we like money as a tool because money allows us time, money allows us freedom, money allows us choices and opportunities, right? It's not about just the money and the numbers. So let's stop worshiping the money. It's literally just dirty paper that basically means nothing except the meaning we give it as a society. And let's refer to it and think of it as a neutral tool that you can do with what you please. When you do this, you're taking money off the pedestal, you're removing the energetic charge from it, and you'll have less resistance to it. So, the key takeaway here is that money is not something to fear or repel or worship or idolize. It is literally just a tool that you can use to make your life better if you so please, a tool for self expression, and something that is neither good nor bad. And when you stop idolizing it or fearing it, no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, it will flow to you much more freely. The second shift you're going to make to start manifesting a ton of money is an action shift. And what I want you to do is shift your approach and start taking aligned action towards the goal. Because let's face it, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. If you're trying to manifest more money, but you're not changing your actions, you're not changing your strategy, you're not becoming more disciplined, you're not applying for new jobs, you're not starting that business, you're not opening that brokerage account, how do you expect the money to come to you? You have to open the doors. Even if you want to win the lottery, you got to buy a ticket. That is an action step, right? So we need to be taking action towards the money, and you need to be meeting the universe halfway. If what you're doing isn't working, it's time to try a new approach. And the problem is, most people get stuck and they double down in what they're doing now because they believe if I just work harder, if I just double down on this, then I will make more money. And it's not necessarily true, because if what you're doing now is not making you that much money, doing it harder is not going to make you more money. We have to change the strategy, we have to change the approach. And if you're like, Kelsey, I don't know what action to take, I'm lost, I'm confused. One, you can ask the universe, say, universe, send me a sign, send me the next right action for me to make more money. You know what my goals are, or if it doesn't know, say your goals, and then wait for the sign or the opportunity to take action on. Or if you want something to respond to in this moment, here's a list of ideas of ways you can take action to start manifesting more money. I have a list. Read some books about personal finance. That'll give you plenty of ideas. Open that brokerage account so you can start investing, start learning about investing. Apply for that job that will pay higher, right? Look for opportunities, knock on doors. Actually ask your boss for the raise you've been dreaming about. They're not just going to be like, gave you a raise. I mean, they might actually, some of my money manifesting students have said, oh, I did what you told me to do, and I just unexpectedly got a raise. But most of the time, you're going to have to ask, right? So that would be the action part. Maybe get in your ChatGPT, formulate a good email script, practice it, summon up the courage, and then eventually send the email, hey, time for my yearly check-in. Love that raise. Here's why I deserve it. Basically, I'm going to need you to stop thinking about how hard it's going to be to make more money and start asking yourself, how can I make more money? Have you always been interested in real estate? Maybe real estate investing is calling to you. Have you always been interested in personal finance? Maybe mastering that is going to be a key ticket to your success, right? So it's about following the impulses and the things that light you up and gathering ideas and testing stuff out. Most people think that if they just meditate hard enough, the money will come. And for some people who have absolutely no resistance to money, it can come like that. But for regular folk like you and I who've grown up middle class and seen people work for money, likely at first we're going to have to work for money. But it doesn't always mean working. It could just mean taking the action towards it because you feel like you're doing it and then you actually are doing it. And on top of that, you're knocking on universe's doors, and the universe is like, oh, I'm going to open this one for you because this is the one that is aligned. But you have to go around knocking. It's like door-to-door sales, except you're looking for opportunities at every door. So the key takeaway here is to do something today, this week, that will bring you closer to the moolah, to the dollars. If you don't have the perfect action or the most aligned action, just move in the direction of more money in whatever way is calling to you. And the third shift you're going to do to start manifesting a ton more money is more of an energetic shift. It can happen on the thought level, it can happen on the body level, it can happen on the soul level, but really it's the energetic shift of shifting from resistance to alignment, which if you've been watching this series, you've heard me mention a couple of times before, but it's worth listening to again because this is muy importante. The reason why money feels harder to manifest than most things is because we carry a lot of resistance around it. Now, resistance is when you have split energy. So consciously, you're manifesting more money, you're going for it, you want it. Of course I want more money. Why wouldn't I want more money? Subconsciously, there's a whole another narrative going on of we don't want it because this, scared of success, fear of failure, repelling money for XYZ reason. So much can be going on in the background, right? So it's our job to actually bring that subconscious junk to the forefront to be sifted and sorted through Marie Kondo style. If it's no longer serving you, we let it go with love. You could be feeling guilty about wanting more money, meaning you're resisting your inherent desires. You could be believing that you have to work extremely hard to manifest more money, which is just going to make you resist because who wants to work extremely hard? You're already working hard. The thought of working harder is just like, I don't want that, right? So then you're going to repel money that way. Or let's say you're someone who avoids looking at your bank account out of fear and you're giving it that much power over you that just a number on a screen is stressing you out because you're making it mean. I'm never going to have more money. I'm out of money. I'm going to die, right? That's resistance. Saying things like, I'm just not good with money. I'll never have more money. I can't afford that. Versus things like, how can I afford that? I could have more money. This is just my starting point. Those negative thoughts, those are resistance. Feeling anxious when you receive money, let's say you get a big chunk of money, but then you're always scared that it's going to go away, also another form of resistance. So your job is to identify some key pieces of resistance that you are holding on to, that you are carrying, that you might not be aware of yet, and then troubleshoot them. So this process looks like asking yourself the question, is there any part of me that's not on board with manifesting money? Another question you can start with is, what are some of my negative narratives around money or my negative beliefs around money? And it's easiest to just journal this. So you're going to journal everything that comes up. And then without judging what has come up, we're going to look at each piece of resistance one by one and ask ourselves the question, can I just throw this in the garbage now that I've seen it? Like, oh, that's a dumb belief. I don't even really believe that. I don't even know where that came from. Throw it in the garbage. Sometimes it's just easy to look at it and then delete it. But if you can't just look at it and delete it, you're going to have to figure out a way to flip the script, which usually involves finding at least 4 key pieces of evidence to prove the prior belief wrong and to prove your new belief right. And I would actually encourage you, if you're tech savvy and you're using ChatGPT or one of those large language models, to actually give it all your negative beliefs and then ask it to help you rewrite them with supporting evidence. That is a money manifesting hack of the Aquarius times. Let me know how it goes in the chat. Because once you start transforming that resistance into alignment, your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, everything is going to be on board with you manifesting more money. Those parts in the back of your mind that were like, no, we don't want more money because we're scared of whatever, you can get them on board. And then all of you, not just your 10% of your conscious mind that's working towards a goal, all of you can be working towards the goal to achieve the thing, which in this case is money. So if you want help with that, I've actually created a mini course, and the main purpose of the mini course is to help you through your money manifesting resistance and blockages in a very quick, just afternoon workshop flow. So if you want my help with that, get into the mini course. It also comes with a great journal with some deep journal prompts that I think you're really going to love. So the key takeaway there is don't neglect your money blocks. Find out what your resistance is and troubleshoot it. Also, stay tuned for the book I'm writing on resistance because it's going to be fire. It's going to help you with all the different types of resistance that can show up no matter what you're trying to manifest. So stay tuned for that. And it's almost time for Otto's Paw-of-Attraction tip. But first, a quick summary. The mindset shift, number 1, is to shift from polarizing money to neutralizing money. It is just a tool. The second is the action shift you're going to take, where you're going to start taking action towards your goals, because I can guarantee you, if I look at your calendar, I'll know if you're manifesting money or not based on how you're spending your time. And shift number 3, the energetic shift you need to make, is turning your resistance into alignment and transmuting the negative into positive. Let me know which shift resonated with you the most, which one you're most excited to experience and do, or if you're confused or have any questions, please drop those in the comments for me. I'm always looking for questions to respond to. I am a manifesting generator. I'm designed to respond. So if you drop a question, I may or may not turn it into a video in the future. So make sure you ask them. Otto, found him. He was sleeping in the closet. He has this little closet corner that he likes. Otto, you ready to share your Paw-of-Attraction tip of the day? Otto's Paw-of-Attraction tip of the day is to cash in on your cuteness. Use your cuteness to your advantage. You deserve to get paid for how cute you are, but the only way people are going to pay you for your cuteness is if you own it. Right, Otto? So try the affirmation, I get paid in treats to be cute. Treats from the universe. Enjoy.